Good afternoon. Welcome to Elite Weather. My name is Mr. G. I am your meteorologist. Welcome to your Monday here, everybody, as we are looking at our weather forecast. And boy, this is definitely a different forecast than what we've been given lately. And a pleasant forecast for the most part. We do have some wet weather in the Pacific Northwest we're going to be talking about today, and the possibility of a tropical system maybe developing down in the tropics, so that it's looking a little bit less likely as we've been moving through the weekend. And now we're into the Monday, and the models have been kind of wavering on that potential for a tropical system. But there could be a system down in the Gulf Coast that will spread some rainfall nonetheless, and are seen today. And behind me is a gloomy Southern California as we're looking out of Newport Beach or Newport Coast. And this is a really nice area. Boy, this is an expensive area. This is the one of the most expensive zip codes in America, down there in Newport Beach and Balboa Island. So again, a little bit gloomy out there in Southern California today as we're looking at those low clouds and fog along the coastal sections. Some local drizzle is going to be possible as well, with temperatures in the middle 50s. But let's take a look at what's going on across the country as we talk about this warm weather that we're seeing across the nation's midsection right now. And if you're enjoying this video, leave a like, comment, and feel free to subscribe. All right, here we are taking a look at the Pacific Northwest. And right now, it's the only area in America where we're seeing any significant precipitation right now today. And here across the Northwest, through the Cascade Mountain Range, and down along the coastal areas of Portland and Seattle, we're seeing those rain showers today as we have an area of low pressure right off the coast there, and that atmospheric river is still sending moisture into Northern California and into the Pacific Northwest. We're seeing more precipitation up to the north than we are down further to the south in California. So we're going to focus on the Pacific Northwest today. We're seeing some of those heavier showers out there, and it's producing a couple of inches of rainfall. Today we're going to be seeing more of that heavy rain across the Pacific Northwest, and a little bit of snow in the higher elevations of the Cascade Mountain Range. We're going to be seeing some light snow falling today as well. So that is a look at the only real action taking place across the country as far as precipitation is concerned. There might be some scattered showers down along the Gulf Coast and over the southeast, as well as a stationary front that's in place right now. But right now, not a whole lot of dynamics taking place with it. And we are seeing a strong onshore flow along the southeast that is creating some rip currents out there and some rough seas. But other than that, it's pretty quiet across the nation. Let's move on with the rest of the forecast as we take a look at some of our other maps and talk about what we could be seeing later this week, as well as track the progression of this Pacific Northwestern system as well. All right, as we move on with the rest of the forecast, let's take a look at the current temperatures across America right now. And we are looking at much warmer conditions across most of the nations. We're seeing conditions improve as far as temperature is concerned across the Rockies as well. We're seeing it much warmer across the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. Look at those temperatures near the 60s into the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. Boy, that snow is going to be starting to disappear and melt rapidly. It's going to increase our flooding concerns here over the next several days as we see temperatures reach the 80s in the northern plains. Over the course of the midweek point, we're going to be seeing those temperatures warm to the 80s across the upper Midwest and the northern plains, and we're going to be seeing those 70s and 80s down across the southeast and the southern plains as well. And as we take a look at those dew points, we're seeing our warmer dew points down here across Texas and along the Gulf Coast, as we have a little bit of moisture in place right now, and we have a stationary front and a weak area of low pressure down over Texas, and that's going to be providing some showers and some thunderstorms as well. A few isolated severe storms is going to be possible. Tornadoes are not expected, but some damaging winds and heavy rain that could be possible with some of the stronger storms associated with that stationary front in place right now. Now let's take a look at some of the temperatures and forecasts across individual cities over America today. And we're looking at that much warmer weather. Look at those 60s and 70s all the way up into the north. We're seeing those 70s and so down to the south. And we're seeing that 98 down there in Phoenix, and it's starting to warm up across the southwest. We're seeing that 91 in Las Vegas, and those temperatures near 80 down in Southern California as well. And we're even seeing it warm up across parts of Northern California, and we're seeing it warm across Nevada and into the high plains of Montana and into Wyoming. We're seeing temperatures start to hit the 70s and 80s into the Rockies. So definitely a much better forecast this go around than what we've had in the over the last couple of weeks with all of the severe weather. So a nice quiet time to be had for many. We'll still see some of that severe weather and thunderstorms down across the Gulf Coast, but it won't be too much. It's going to be very isolated and scattered, and we're going to be seeing a big dome of high pressure across the eastern United States this week that is going to be providing unseasonably warm weather through the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. We're going to be seeing it about 20 degrees above average against historical average. Some record highs is going to be challenged as well. And we're going to be seeing much below average rainfall this week as well across the Northeast, the upper Midwest, and into the Great Lakes as we have that very warm weather. Here's a look at some of the challenges to record highs we're going to be seeing for New York City. Is going to be seeing a record high on Friday of 84 degrees or 85. It's going to be 84, so it's going to be one away from the 85 across New York City, and we're going to be seeing it get awfully close. Many of these records, you're going to be seeing them just a couple of degrees shy of the record across the Northeast and through parts of the Mid-Atlantic as well. And here is a look at the Pacific Northwest as we deal with our heavy rain that can lead to some localized flooding, some snow up in the mountains as we have the atmospheric river of air coming into the Pacific Northwest, again with more heavy rain through the day on Tuesday. And we're going to be seeing that cold front that's going to be moving into the high plains. This guy is going to boot north up into Canada, so we won't see that spread. Severe weather across the South or the Midwest this time. We are only going to see some showers possibly about midweek through the upper Midwest, through Minnesota and Wisconsin and the Dakotas. Some rain showers are going to be possible, and maybe a rumble of thunder, but again, it won't be too much. It's maybe about a quarter to a half an inch of rain through the Twin Cities as that storm makes its way into southern Canada about the midweek. So we're not going to be dealing with too much to worry about here. Here's a look at our flood risk across the upper Midwest this week because we have some melting snow. And with those temperatures, it's going to jump into the 80s about midweek. A lot of that snow across the north are going to start to melt quick. So we're going to be seeing the Mississippi River, the Vermilion River, the Red River run kind of high across the upper Midwest and the northern plains that could lead to some flooding concerns right along some of those major contributories down to the Mississippi River. So we will be seeing the potential for some flooding this week as we have some rivers that's going to run high due to that snow melt. My name is Mr. G. That is your quiet weather forecast. So not a whole lot is going on. We have that wet weather in the Pacific Northwest and some wet weather along the Gulf Coast in the south, an isolated thunderstorm. And any activity that you do receive is going to be quick hitting and brief, and no severe weather mostly to worry about. Maybe an isolated storm here and there. But other than that, that is your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and feel free to subscribe to the channel.